Hey, it's Coach Rebecca. And as a business coach, one thing that I work with my clients on is learning how to set boundaries. There's a lot of different ways you can have boundaries between your personal life and your business life. There can be boundaries between you and someone else in a relationship. But let's talk about that real quick. So boundaries, just the definition, is a line that marks the limits of an area. It's like a dividing line, right? So I'm sure each of us have experienced people in our lives that either continually drain us, anger us, or create this internal environment in us that is not healthy or productive. Have you felt that with some people in your life? I know I have. And by not having this forethought, having that script in your mind of what you're going to say to know how to handle certain situations, you revert to what you've always done. And you allow either the other person to use you or treat you in a way that always leaves you feeling wounded. But just like I mentioned, knowing your why in life, you need to break it down for your relationships as well. Let's do this. Look at some of the relationships that are great. It's a mutual respect and it's a give and take, and you feel so good about it. Now, let's look at the ones that make you feel less than you should. What about that relationship are you struggling with? And what occurs every time you are around this person or you are having to interact with them that kind of leaves you depleted and it doesn't build you up? I struggled for years, even into my adulthood, on how to interact with my father. And that grew increasingly harder even after my mom died. Now, I'm not sure I ever could have handled it as well as I could today because of what I've learned. But this process, my process that works for me in taking back control of an unhealthy relationship that needs boundaries, is what I want to share with you, so that if you are struggling with how to create these boundaries, what to say, what to do to stop feeling like you are just used and abused, right? So one of the things that I do is I visualize exactly how I want the conversation to go. If it is with someone who constantly asks you to do things for them, thinks you should always listen to their drama, or family members maybe who take advantage of that familiar relationship, they do it in a way that you just feel, it just makes you feel bad. Visualization is going to show you how you want to act when you come into contact with them, when you interact with them. And so it will help you set your ability to have those boundaries in place. And this is going to be telling your RAS, that reticular activating system, what you want the reality to really be. And it's going to remind you and work toward it and validate those things for you. Here is my take on what you can do next. Whenever a particular person asks me to do something for them, it typically was always to benefit them. Do you find that in your case? When somebody asks you to do something, it's not for your greater good, it's usually for theirs. And regardless of what's going on in your life, the ask is still there. And for me, I would always worry about disappointing them. What if I say no? What are they going to think about me? And that again comes up from my childhood, and it's a limiting belief that I'm going to disappoint somebody, that I have learned how to deal with it. Just to explain another situation, and it could be somebody that's really close to you. And the one that happened to me, and I love this other person very, very much, but some things occurred that really broke my heart. And I realized that if I ever wanted to continue having a relationship with them, I would have to set my boundaries, but do it in a way that was respectful for both of us. How many times are you so quick just to spout off exactly what you're feeling when somebody hurts you? It's not respecting you and it's not respecting them. If you care about the relationship, that's what you want to make sure that you care about the interaction. But doing a visualization allowed me to condition myself to act calm, even-tempered, and assured in my wording for the next time it happened. And when the next demand came for me, I paused before commenting, and I remembered the way I wanted to conduct myself. I spoke with confidence on why I could not do what they asked, and then I just sat back and waited for the response. Because of my calm demeanor that was mirrored back to me, I think she was more surprised that I came across with so much confidence and control that she simply said, okay, no drama, no repercussions, no silent treatment, no unkindness. And so as time goes on, she knows if I can do something, I will. Otherwise, she now accepts my that won't work for me as the final response on the subject instead of badgering me to, and giving me the silent treatment on, oh, well, if you're not going to do that for me, I'm not going to do this for you. Because I was brave enough to protect myself, our relationship has gotten better. And I want you to think about that with business relationships, not only family relationships or friend relationships, but business relationships, because there's no one that's going to stand up for you but you. There's no one that's going to care about your success but you. And so when you can pause before you respond with confidence, and you can even come up with a couple of scenarios so that you already have that script ready, and then stop talking. You just don't add. Sometimes when we are wanting to say that we can't do something, we feel we have to give all the excuses of why, right? Have you been in that? When you do that, you're opening the door for them to start giving excuses back to you on why you should, because their goal is to get you to do it. But when you don't say anything else, when you just close your mouth, there's no more response that can be made. And so I want you to remember these things. One, visualize yourself being calm and confident when you're stating your desire with the other person. Two, pause before responding. Three, speak back to them your boundary in a concise and confident manner, standing firm in your faith as a person who is kind, warm, and loving. Then say no more. That's the last one. 4, too many words is going to allow the other person to weaken your resolve to be strong. And that is a way of showing self-love, right? Next time, remember that you are worthy. You can use your voice, and you can set your boundaries. So remember, just be sure and subscribe for my next video and click the little bell so that you will get the notification when that next video for your success is released. Okay, bye.